In today's video, we are doing another freezer meal prep. If you guys have watched any of my previous videos, then you know that I am on a little mission to build out my pantry on a budget. We have been building out our pantry for maybe about 2 months, 3 months, and it is coming along very well. We are enjoying cooking, we are enjoying learning new recipes, but as I stated in my last video, I did notice a gap, and the gap was my freezer. I need freezer meals, I need meats, marinated meats, I need things that I can have in the freezer that are ready for me on a night that I may not want to cook, or something where I may need a meal in an emergency, or just something that gives me a little bit of wiggle room on days and nights when I don't want to cook, or I don't want to think about what to cook. So this week we took our $20 that we would normally spend on pantry staples, and we purchased more meat. This week we purchased ground beef. I was able to purchase just under 3.5 pounds of ground beef for $19.75. Our main proteins here are probably chicken and ground beef. Those are the kind of staples that we usually turn to. We do eat pork, we do eat like fish and salmon and shrimp and those different things like that. But our staples would be probably beef and chicken. So let me go over what my plan is this week for my ground beef. Like I said, I have just under 3.5 pounds of ground beef. For 1 pound, I am going to make sloppy joes. We really like sloppy joes, and it is an pretty easy, simple meal that I can turn to on a night. Having this cooked up is going to be very helpful. I can grab some hamburger buns. We can do a side of French fries or corn or a salad, anything that we choose to, but this is going to be very helpful for just having this made up already, and it's going to be something that is cooked obviously, and it's just a simple grab and defrost. The second dish that I'm going to make, tacos. I'm going to take a pound of the ground beef and I'm just going to season that up. I'm going to cut down some onions and bell peppers and grate up some cheese. And for the last 1.5 pounds, I'm gonna make hamburger patties. I'm gonna season up the meat, I'm gonna shape the little patties and freeze them just like that. So I have 2 cooked dishes and 1 dish that I'm going to just shape up and get in the freezer. And so that is my plan of action for this week for my ground beef. It is about 12:30 and I do have to work today, so I want to go ahead and get this done before I head out to work, and let's just get into it. Alright, so I have all my veggies chopped, and next I need to go ahead and weigh out my ground beef so I can have everything divvied up nicely. I have my little scale here, and I'm going to take a moment and get this divvied up. We have our pans heating up. They are about ready for us. Just adding my staples, garlic powder, onion powder, a little Lawry's adobo, salt and pepper. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and add my veggies. Just gonna split it up between both. I usually don't add red peppers or yellow peppers to my sloppy joe, but I have them, so I'm gonna use it. Sorry about that. My storage is full, and I had to delete some stuff. So you missed me adding in all the veggies, and everything is just cooking down nicely. I'm going to add in some red wine. I'm gonna add it to both.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still recording?
Yeah. And then I'm also gonna add a little W sauce to both. Smells really good. So I'm going to go ahead and get my tomato paste, water, and seasoning packet, and my spaghetti, and my sloppy joe. Then for my taco meat, I'm gonna add a pack of the taco seasoning and 2/3 cup of water. I did switch out my spoons. I got new spoons from the spoons that I used to cook the meat down with. I always switch out my spoons. So everything is on a simmer right now. It's pretty much done. The only thing I have left to do for the sloppy joe is I'm gonna add a little sugar. Yes, you have to add a little sugar to your sloppy joe to cut the acidity of that tomato paste. Stir that up, and then I'm gonna taste it and see if it is to my liking. So we have our taco meat. This is done. So I'm gonna turn the oven off on that. And this is our sloppy joe mix. And this is done. And I'm gonna turn the heat off on this. I have to taste the taco meat to see if I like it and it's seasoned well enough, which I think it is. Oh my goodness. My son is gonna be so happy. Everything tastes delicious. Everything is nicely seasoned. So now I have to let all this cool down, and then we're gonna bag it up. While we are waiting for that to cool, we can go ahead and shape and season and shape our patty. So my son, he's gonna taste test both meats, sloppy joe and then the taco. Are you gonna have meat on there? Looks like all veggies. It has to be good for this guy. Does it need anything? Is it too tomatoey?
No, I don't really know what you would add to it.
Okay. Is it missing something?
I don't know.
Maybe some pepper.
Pepper. Oh, you just know pepper?
I just put some in the beginning. I may need to add some pepper. It's all good.
That's good.
That's good. I tasted it and I said, oh, my son is gonna like this.
Yeah. Yeah, something was good.
Okay.
Sloppy joe. I didn't need something, but I don't know what.
Okay. I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Thanks, kids. Sometimes with sloppy joe, you have to let it sit for a little while for the flavors to incorporate before you can get its final taste. But I think I added a little bit of pepper and I'm not sure what else. But we are just seasoning up this meat for the burgers. Just get our hands in there. So I'm thinking this is gonna make about maybe 4, 5 patties. I'm thinking about 4 nice sized patties. We'll see. So you guys, I'm really excited about this ground beef for this week. This is like a dream come true, having a pantry and having a freezer that I can prep with. It's been a long journey over the years of having our own home, well, this is an apartment, but it's our home, but having our own home, our own space. And so I have just been very excited to create a home for us and do all the decorating and cooking and all the fun homemaking things that us girls get to do. So this has just been a wonderful journey for me to now be able to build this pantry and a food system for us. So just this $20 pack of ground beef just makes this girl so excited to just be prepping and cooking for her little family. If you go back and look at my very first video on the YouTube channel, you will see when we moved into this apartment over a year ago, and I tell my story a little bit in that video. But yeah, this is prepping my pantry, making freezer meals, and just loving on my home. This is great. I'm truly blessed. So are you guys doing pantry freezer meals as well as doing your pantries? Do you guys do freezer meals? Like, what are your systems that you are creating or have created for your home? If you do, let me know. Again, I'm taking this week by week and I'm looking at sales and seeing what's available and just thinking of ideas of what I would like in the freezer. So if you guys meal prep for the freezer, cook ahead, what are some things that you guys do? Let me know down in the comments. We were able to get 5 patties out of here. I think this is perfect. Oops. Our meat is cooling. That's gonna take a little while to cool. I might need my son's assistance while I head off to work. I may have to let that sit and let that cool for a while, and he may just have to bag it up for me or just stick it in the refrigerator for me, and I'll take care of it when I come home. All right, so it is much later in the day. It is pretty late. I just got home about an hour ago from work, and I stopped to cook some dinner. I'm making chicken Alfredo tonight with string beans, and I am just ready to go ahead and get everything packed up in the little Ziploc bags, and I'm gonna call it a night. I did have my son put everything in the refrigerator for me once it cooled down, so let me go ahead and just get this in these bags. So I decided for tonight, I'm not going to cook the tortillas up. I was going to go ahead and just pull my griddle out and just make the tacos so that they are ready to just heat and serve. But I don't feel like doing that anymore. I'm just going to package everything together, and the night that I want to use these, I can just take this whole package out and let it sit out. And I am also going to shred up some cheese to go along with it, so it already has its cheese portion in here. I don't have to worry about if I have cheese on hand that night or whatever it is. So I'll just go ahead and do that now, and that'll just be helpful for that night. Go ahead and get these hamburgers. All right, we are done for the evening. We got 5 hamburgers, seasoned and shaped. We have tacos ready to go, and we have our sloppy joe ready to go. I did separate the hamburgers. There might be a night where my son, maybe he's not gonna eat home or something, and I may just want to grab a burger out for myself. I can do that, or if he wants to grab something and make a burger for lunch, he can do that. Several meals for $20. Here goes my receipt. $19.74, and this took altogether maybe about an hour and a half. I have to stop and film and do all that stuff, but if I was just cooking this up on just a regular night, regular day, it's a rather simple process. So yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching my little video, my little prep for today. I had to split it up because I did have to work, so I was able to get it all done, and this gets to go in the freezer, and my future self will be a little thankful that, well, I will be very thankful that I have this to turn to. And we are just gonna keep doing this. Like I said, we're gonna keep doing this again and again. I think next week I'm gonna go ahead and get staples for the pantry. I think I'm gonna skip a week of freezer meals, and then maybe the week after that I will go back and do a couple of freezer meals. I have some things that I'm thinking about that I want to do, maybe like a big pork shoulder or something like that. I'm not sure. If you guys have any suggestions for me, please let me know. But I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope it gives you some ideas. You guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope to see you again very soon in my next video, and thank you so much for coming along this little journey with me as we stock our pantry and stock our freezer little by little. I pray that you and your families are well, and until next time, bye for now.